Sounds good.
All righty. Well, thank you all for joining us today on this Wednesday webinar. And I'm really excited. As some of you know, we are working, my name is Glenda, and we're working with Julie Gromitz and her team. And Denise is our guest speaker, and she's one of Julie's leaders. And we're going to have a great call today, and sorry about all the technical difficulties, but we'll go ahead and get started. So for the agenda, I'm just going to briefly go over the promotion of the month and then mention our upcoming webinars, and then I'm going to give the floor over to Denise. And the July promotions, which I'm sure most of you already know, are can save 10% on the Detoxifying Mud Mask, and that really is a really nice product. It's really nice. I'm not one for mud masks, but I do that one, and it's very refreshing, and it lasts a long time because you really don't need a lot. And then the product of the month is a 5 milliliter bottle of Breathe. And just a reminder, anyone who places an LRP before the 15th of a month that has a point value of 125 or more will get that bottle of Breathe for free. So just a few more days. And then our upcoming webinars, next week we are going to talk about pet essentials, how to use oils with pets. And then the following week we'll be talking about gardening and using essential oils. And this week we're just going to have a whole business focus, but the next 2 weeks, we'll be breaking the recordings into 2 pieces. So if you have customers that are interested in learning more, please feel free to invite them, or we can send the recording to them afterwards as well. And then just a few other announcements I wanted to make is doTERRA has an Empowered Life series, and it's actually going on today and tomorrow, and they're amazing. You can just get to them going to doTERRA.com, and if you go in the upper right-hand corner and hover over Our Advocates and go down to the Living section, that's where the Empowered Life series is housed. And after the event happens today live and tomorrow, they will post the recordings. So if you're not able to listen today or tomorrow, they will definitely be there. I think it takes about a week for them to show up. I don't know that it's instant, but you can definitely see those. And all the past month's topics are listed. And in the month of June, they talked about men's health. And there were some really great videos. One gentleman talked all about how he uses essential oils with hunting. And I thought that was really interesting. And then Justin Harrison did a presentation as well on men's health that was just really great. He's got a great sense of humor, and it was lots of fun. And that's listed out there to view at any time. And again, doTERRA.com is how you get to those. And then just one more plug for convention. It's right around the corner. The event is sold out, but if you're interested in attending, please let Julie or I know, and we will try and keep an ear out for a ticket for you. It's amazing. It's 3 packed days just full of education, and it's just amazing. So I highly encourage you to think about that. And maybe even if you can't make it this year, consider attending next fall. And then also there's 2 wellness summits left for the year. I believe actually one of them is this weekend, and I forget the area, but again, those are listed on doTERRA.com. If you go under events, it will show the wellness summits and where those are located. So next, I'm going to hand the floor over to Denise, and she is going to talk about building your business, and just really excited to have you. Thank you, Denise, and I will hand it over to you.
Oh, thank you, Glenda, for having me. Today we'll be sharing on building beyond your comfort zone and embracing your cold market. So obviously you see our fun sign there that says you're leaving the comfort zone. Sometimes we have to get out of our comfort zone in order to move forward. I'm excited to share this topic with you because I've lived it firsthand. At first I thought, how in the world am I going to get the word out? How do I share with people I don't know? How do I meet people? However, I soon found out that it was more fear-based. I was making it harder than it was. I realize not all of us are comfortable with approaching new people, but I'm about to share with you an eye-opening and something you have already, with what you do already naturally, and you will realize it's not that hard. You'll be amazed how easy it is and how quickly you'll be able to build up your contact list. You just need to be consistent, intentional, sincere, and committed. First of all, I want you to keep in mind, as wellness advocates, what we have to offer is for everyone, right? I mean, health is something everyone will address many times in their life, regardless of age, race, creed, nationality, financial status, young, old, stubborn, outgoing, introverted, extroverted. It really doesn't matter, right? Without our health, our life and the quality of life can be limited. doTERRA empowers us with CPTG essential oils, supplements, cleaning products, and skincare to help optimize our health's potential. It's up to us to share these amazing products, if nothing more than to educate that there is an option. Don't you agree that everyone views their health in different ways? Some people will embrace the idea of trying solutions and some won't. It's okay. Without giving them an option, they can't choose, right? I'm sure you've heard the saying, I don't know what I don't know. So let's get that message out, allowing them to choose how they want to approach their health. So let's get started. I have a few questions for you first. Have you ever met anyone who says, I don't know many people, or I just moved here and I don't know anyone? Maybe you've built your business in one state and now moving to another, and you're saying to yourself, oh my, I have to start over. Today, these are questions we will help answer and give you tools and ideas on how to move forward in your business. No matter if you've lived in the same area all your life, maybe you've moved every year, or maybe you're just not as outgoing as you think you need to be to share doTERRA. These simple steps will help you as you develop your contacts, your confidence, relationships, and continue to build your business. Most people know more people than they think. My experience has been, when I hear this, it's usually people who've lived in a place all their life, so they immediately start qualifying those people, thinking they will never want to try the product or teach or share. I've also heard this from people who just moved to the area and feel they don't know anyone. I began this list, which is the trigger list. Glenda, if you don't mind going to the next slide. This is just the beginning of the list. There's 2 slides. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it all on one. I'll be glad to send you a document by email if you wanted to shoot me an email, or Glenda or Julie. Make sure that they have this information to share with you. But this is a trigger list. This will help you come up with names of people you know. It's also called brain dumping. You're not supposed to think about it, but name the first person that comes to mind, right? We'll teach you how to go back through that list and qualify each person later. So in this list, obviously, the first one is, who do you know? Who is health conscious that you know? Who needs deeper sleep or less stress? Who wants to make money? Who's self-motivated? Who's an entrepreneur? Has a good telephone personality? Is a people person? Has character and integrity? Is fun and friendly? Who loves a challenge? Who's concerned about their weight? And that goes either way, too skinny or too overweight. Wants more energy? Is a champion? Is enthusiastic? Is organized? Has a desire and drive? Is a team player? Is dependable? Has a computer or internet skills? Glenda, do you know anybody from those lists?
Yes.
So it does help make you think of things. So like in the next list, it says who you know is a network marketer, engineer. And I'm not going to go through each one, but if you read through this list, like dentist, the dentist might prompt you to know or think of a friend that you talk to about going to the dentist. It's about motivating your brain to think about different people you may not have thought of right up front. And then there's even another section. Who do you see at the fitness club, the hair salon? Who do you see on vacation, the community pool? Maybe you're in a club. This is a great way to sit down and make this list. And along with this list, you need to make up, it's called a hundreds name contact list. So as you come up with people, you want to write their name down on this list. Now, this is a system you can choose for yourself. You can do an Excel spreadsheet. You can do it in a notebook or maybe a 3-ring binder with loose leaf paper. anything that you can put the names down and put additional columns. And we'll talk about that here in a second. In fact, I'll get to that here after we finish with the trigger names. There's two ways you can use this list for yourself and for your organization. You can use it to create the 100 names. You can ask, once you get your 100 names, you're going to want to ask someone in your upline to help you if you're still finding it challenging. They can help you go through that list and help bring out some other ideas. The other way is when using it with new builders, you can give it to them when they get their membership to start creating the list. And when you get together for their business overview, you can help them come up with those names at that point in time. So this list of 100 names, you can create, like I told you, the Excel spreadsheet or the notebook or the 3-ring binder, whatever system works for you. Make sure you add the columns and other pertinent information you feel you need to support your customer. The list does not have a note column, so I created one for me in an Excel spreadsheet because when you follow up, there will be comments that you don't want to forget for the next time. You will need room to make those notes and possibly add some more space for samples. That way, when you share, sometimes when you share one sample, sometimes that works for someone, sometimes it doesn't. So we always offer a second one. Or there might be pertinent information about, well, this was okay for me, but my husband it didn't work for, and maybe he needed to add something a little bit more grounding to that lavender, or whatever it is that we offered, maybe for sleep. So you always want to keep really good notes when you're following up and talking with your customers. Once you've made this list, then ask yourself, this is how we're going to qualify the people you've listed. Then you're going to go through and ask yourself, who would you love to do this journey with? You're going to want to take a highlighter and mark those people that you would love to do this or you think would just be so much fun to work with. Then you're going to want to ask yourself, who would benefit from these products? Meaning, who do you know that may be suffering from some kind of a physical ailment, maybe mental or emotional issues or stressing? Who could you give a sample to that could benefit? You're going to want to mark those in a different color. Maybe you know a friend who is pregnant or has an infant or who is into natural health. You'll want to mark those as well. Then your last one would be, who do you know who would be interested in making some additional income? So choose another color for those. Once this list is qualified, then you'll work with your immediate upline to help you work with each one in each category. Remember, when making this list, don't think of just people in your local county. If you know people in other states or countries, then list them. We have so many ways of teaching through videos, chats, webinars, so don't discount anyone, but please don't qualify anyone. Again, this is more of a brain dump, and let's just see what kind of lists of names. You'll find you might even have more than 100, which is awesome. You'll also want to keep some additional paper because as you meet and talk to people, they know people, or you'll meet new people and you'll be adding to that names list. It's pretty simple. So next slide. There's your 100 names. These are some of the columns that you're going to want in your spreadsheet, however you decide to do it, whatever system. And then any other pertinent information that you find that you will need along the way. Glenda, can you think of anything else aside of the name, sample class, and roll notes?
I think that's a pretty good start. I mean, the notes section could get nice. Another idea for a column might be if you followed up with them. Mm-hmm. And also something I'm finding with people is that there's so many different forms of communication, and some people only like one. So maybe if you know that this person only responds to text messages or this person only does email, so maybe keeping a column of what is their preferred mode of communication. So those would be the two I would add.
Yeah, that's excellent. Yes, absolutely. I usually put that kind of information in my note column, but you could definitely put it in maybe a communications column or preferred communication, and then put that information in there. That way, no matter where you are, you'll have that information on you. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about what happens when you move. I have done this a lot. Again, this is one of the things I have done firsthand. I have been in the same state most of my life for 45 years, but did move around from county to county. Then after 45 years, I started moving state to state. So I've moved in 5 different states in 5 years. So starting over has definitely been something I have had to experience in all areas of life, right? It's not just business, but, you know, think about it. You got to get new doctors and hair stylists or hair cutters and doctors and dentists, and I don't know, it's just everything. Kids' schools, whatever the case may be when you move, it's a lot. But if you're a mother or father of an infant through a high schooler, I feel you almost have an advantage because your children, you will meet so many people through your children than you ever expected. And you may not realize it, but it can be, you can be the biggest introvert, but you're still going to have interactions with parents and teachers of your children and neighbors. I feel sometimes they don't even realize the potential we have when we're out doing things with them. Some of the things that are areas that you have potential in meeting new people and sharing with them is daycares and preschools, SMOP groups, kindergarten, clubs, sporting events, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, choir, drama club, cheerleading, room mom or dad, den leader, church groups, fundraisings, just to name a few. And actually, Glenda, I think you can flip the slides there. There's just a quick list there in case you'd like to take a look at that again. Of course, sporting events could be football, basketball, volleyball, baseball, gymnastics. I mean, it can go on and on. But think about it, as parents, when we go to these events, we're always meeting the other parents. You know, and someone's always talking about, especially in sporting events, oh, they, you know, may have cracked a rib or very sore in the muscles from working hard at a game or a practice or whatever. There's always an opportunity to share these amazing products with people. Think about volunteering to be a room mom, dad, chaperone, help with a fundraiser, go camping or go on a school trip. Get involved so you can meet parents and teachers. There's always a place to help, whether you're a full-time mom or dad or work outside the home. We always find time for our children's activities. And remember, this is a relationship business. People need to know and trust you before they'll share health concerns. Build that relationship first. You will eventually get asked, what do you do? Or where do you work? It's a great opening to inviting them to come to a class and check it out. It also allows you the ability to be there when they share how they've had a bad day or maybe a headache or issues with a child at home. Meaning they're sick, they have the flu, they got a bump on the head, they stumped a toe, that kind of thing. We're here to help those in need so we can offer a sample and show them how to use it right there. So I'm sure many of you are asking, but what if I don't have children? Well, whether you have children or don't have children, you're an empty nester, having fun with grandkids, or retired, you have other ways to growing that contact list. You can go to the next slide, Linda. When you're new to the area, you have advantages to explore the sites and social gatherings. So if you're into wine tastings or microbreweries, flea markets, neighborhood watch groups, neighborhood block parties, arts and crafts fairs, music festivals. Maybe you've started at a new church. It's a great place to meet wonderful people. Golf clubs, women club, historical society, library, book clubs, bridge, canaster, or bunco groups. Hey, Glenda, are you part of any of those yet?
No.
Garden club. You know, I mean, these are just ideas to throw out there to hopefully have you think about. There are things you do find yourself getting involved in, even if you've moved or if you're in the same area all your life. These organizations are out there all over. There's some place where you can go and meet new people and get involved as well. You know, there's nothing to say you can't have a booth at the next neighborhood block party. I mean, I did when I was living in Bloomington. That was the first booth I had set up, and that was just to meet my neighbors and people in the community. We all got together and we all got to see what each other did, and it was a lot of fun. You can also set up a table at the next yard sale. Did that in Texas. You know, we had a bunch of stuff that we were getting rid of from our move, and I just went on and set up a little table to the side, and I had, you know, sat over there and shared with people what doTERRA was and essential oils, and that was a lot of fun. I got a lot of new people who were interested in doTERRA after that. Get involved in a charity event where you can sell raffle tickets to benefit the charity and give away a prize. You'll get the exposure and be listed in the program. Advertise at that point is free. Sometimes you may have to pay for a spot, but it's usually very minimal. And you can advertise in the free local website like nextdoor.com. You can post classes and events there too. Get a booth at the flea market, an arts and crafts event. Those are another great place to be able to get your name out there and let people see that you're there for them. Next slide. Now, this is 4 ways to grow your contact list. This is actually from doterra.com. A lot of this information you can get from doterra.com. You can go and just search 4 ways to grow your contact list, and this will come up for you. But the biggest thing I can share with you at this point is believe that you can. We've been told over and over that belief and attitude are everything. This is especially applicable in business. Some people are shy by nature and unsure if they approach other people. However, when you believe in your abilities as well as doTERRA products, you can help yourself overcome this barrier. Next slide.
Oops.
See, I only have 9 minutes. Good, I'm doing good on time.
Yeah.
Okay, 2, talk to everyone. You know, it's huge if you want to grow your business. If you're wondering how to start a conversation, then try the following. You know, look for conversation starters. Like I said, a lot of those things that we listed as far as the social gatherings or events in your community, it's a great way to find commonality with people. You know, items in homes, yard sale, signs of kids, obviously, commonalities of lifestyle, just said that. They're all good starting points. Talk to people about their families. People love to talk about their families, especially kids. They'll always talk about their kids. You can always use the doTERRA Business Facebook page. We'll give you some topics and directions, or we have several. Glenda, Julie, and I, we all have some Facebook pages that you can get great information off of. Be an attentive listener. This is very, very important. If you want to know someone, you have to be the one to listen. They'll tell you everything you need to know and how you can help them. Be warm and friendly and cheerful to make yourself more approachable. Ask if they know anyone that could benefit from the oils. That's another way of getting additional contacts. Sometimes if those people are just, maybe they're interested and not sure, ask if they know someone that's health conscious or interested in learning more. Usually you can get them both on board when you talk to both. You can switch the slide, Glenda.
I already did, dear.
Oh, sorry, you did. Okay, number 3, remember the importance of resources. As you use the oils every day, be sure to use them as you go about your errands. Carry samples with you. This is really, really important. I didn't carry them for the longest time and thought, oh, I'll just mail them to you. But if you have them right there, it's an easier way of getting their contact information right there. Use the oils in public often. I don't know about you, but I use them, and not just for display purposes, but I have to. I have allergies. I use my Breathe all the time. We use peppermint oil. It's hot, by the way, in Corpus Christi, so peppermint has gotten used a lot. People ask, what are you using? It's a great conversation starter. Know where to send people for more information. Your website, you know, have your card available so you can hand them your card and they can go onto your website and check it out. Or you, of course, there's always the doTERRA.blog.com, excuse me. And last but not least, follow up with those who ordered or showed interest in the past. This is very, very important as well. You know, we can all get excited and share oils with people, but if you don't have a way to follow up, then you can't help them beyond the first step. So make sure you do follow up. Make sure you use that contact list to keep track of who you've talked to, who you've shared a sample with, who you've invited to a class, what their responses were, if they showed, if they didn't show, that kind of thing. Make sure you let them know what the promotions are and share with them the products that are in those promotions and what they do. Maybe if they're not interested in that product at that moment, they may know somebody who is. If they brought up a specific concern to you the first time, follow up with them and give them an alternative option. That's another good thing to use in your follow-up. 'Cause sometimes once they try one thing and it works, they'll start telling you so much more. Have you found that to be true for you too, Linda?
Yep.
Yep. They'll just all of a sudden, oh my gosh, that works. Well, now what do you have for this and what do you have for that? So definitely keep track of them and follow up. Remember, no effort is wasted. If you stick to these simple tips, you'll be surprised of how fast your list of contacts will grow. Hopefully that was very helpful. I'm sure that if you have some additional comments or questions, you can always add them to the bottom of this live webinar, and we'll be glad to answer those questions for you. And thanks again for having me, Glenda.
Thank you so much, Denise. I see you have some additional info, or you...
Yep, I have some additional info. This is where I found the 4 ways to grow your contacts and stepping out of your comfort zone. Both of these are on the doTERRA.com. I have the links there, but you can always just go there and put in the titles, and the sheets will come up, and you can read through those as well. It was great information.
Well, thank you so much. It really, listening to you this morning, it's encouraging to me that maybe I need to readdress my names list and keep brainstorming, because it's amazing, as we move forward, I'm always meeting new people, and keeping track of it would be really nice. So then I know where I'm at with people, and
exactly
making sure people aren't falling through the cracks, because people tell me all the time they're interested, and if I don't write their name down, it just kind of slips away from me.
Well, and it's just part of life. If we don't, it's hard to remember who you talk to sometimes.
Yeah. Well, thank you again so much for joining us today. And again, this webinar was recorded, so if you have anybody that you think might be interested in watching it, I will pass along the link. And have a wonderful day, and join us next Wednesday.
Thank you, Linda.
Thanks.